Alright, good morning everybody. It is Thursday morning. Been trying to hold out to give you a video of something interesting, but so far since our Bethlehem trip last week, all we've done is a shuttle run up to Nanticoke, 3 loads a day. We did that Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, but today we got something different. We're gonna run one up from Hazleton up to Pittston. And then we got 2 loads out of Oliphant, and then from that point, those are going to Wilkes-Barre. And from that point, then I don't know what we're going to do after that. So hopefully maybe we get something a little more interesting. Hope we don't just repeat the Oliphant to Wilkes-Barre steps all day long. But then that'll be more shuttle work. I'm hoping to stretch my legs. I was hoping, like I said, I was trying to wait to do a video on a day when I get to stretch my legs, because it only seems to be 1 day a week. And the rest of the week I'm just shuttling stuff around. So but I don't know if I'm going to get one this week, so that's why I brought them out today. If I get a longer style trip tomorrow, then I'll bring the cameras out again. But anyway, we'll see what we can get for you today. All right, and away we go. And it looks like oh yeah, custom. Timed that out just perfectly. How about that? Anyway, we are rolling out. It is 5:40 a.m. Did all our pre-trips, hooked up, did everything we needed to do, and now we're rolling out.
1.5 miles. Turn left on I-81 North.
Now, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, we're gonna get there at about 6:25 a.m. according to the GPS. Oh, let's see, we should be able to get going right now. Yep, that side has the arrow first, but I could see that it was going away. Now, let's see, there's not a lot of traffic going our way, so we can stay over here for a little bit. As traffic picks up, a lot of times we'll just ride that left lane on out of here, because we got to make that left anyway, and you get tied up in this lane and you can't get over down there by the freeway. We got one more coming. Now let's hope he actually moves. I'm lollygagging a little bit so I can fall behind him. A lot of times this is a racetrack here. These guys are doing 55, 60 miles an hour through here, but today they're not. Okay, now we can get over. Like I said, first thing this morning, everybody's coming into the industrial park. Not many are going out. So, but like I said in the intro, we got this one up in Pittston, and we got to try and find an empty.
Turn left on I-81 North.
From what I was told yesterday, they may or may not have an empty, so we got to look for one at the Pittston plant. And if not, then we got to go down to the Wilkes-Barre plant, where we'll be delivering later, and look for an empty there. Beyond that, if neither place has an empty, then I don't know what to do, because we're supposed to go into the customer with an empty trailer. So I don't know if I'm going to be on an empty hunt or if I'll find one. Hopefully I'll find one in Pittston. They've got a satellite lot. So hopefully I'll find one there, and I won't have to backtrack back down to Wilkes-Barre to get one. But either way, I'm going to have to walk the lot and try to, when I'm not slamming the brakes on. Either way, I'm going to have to walk the lot and try to find one that's empty, because it's usually mixed up. Empties and loads are all put together, scattered everywhere. So we will see, but here we are. We're fixing to get on the interstate now.
Turn left at the traffic light.
I was just going to say, she's got to tell us what we need to do here. Now, a lot of traffic coming in from the city, so I don't know if we're going to get it before it turns red. So we'll talk to you up there in Pittston.
75, right, toward Park and Drive, then keep right.
Alright, so we got a hint of daybreak going on to our right over there. We're getting off here at the DuPont Pittston exit. Big industrial park up in here, kind of split in half. It might even be 2 industrial parks, but we got to go into this first big industrial park. There's Lowe's and a couple other big places up in there. But then we cut off and drive past a few trucking companies. Prime is back in there, and UPS, National Freight, I believe, is in there. So, and then we get up to what's called the Stauffer Industrial Park, I believe. Or no, Grimes Industrial Park.
Center Point Boulevard, then take the first left.
This might be the Stauffer Industrial Park, and then we got to go to the Grimes Industrial Park. So, you know, hook this right, and then it gets a little dicey in here. I got to get left, at least one lane here. Take the turn from the right-hand turn lane, which there aren't any lane markings here, as you can see. And then I got a quick scoot
left at the traffic light.
Left.
Take the first left.
Because as soon as I go under the turnpike here, after I make this left, I gotta make another left. So hopefully there ain't too much traffic, but there is. All of a sudden I got a bunch of traffic behind me, but this is not a fun place to go, because if I can't get left here, I'm not gonna make my left.
Turn left on Armstrong
Okay,
Road.
this four-wheeler, nope, you're not gonna let me do it. Nope, he wasn't gonna let me do it. I mean, I might be able to take the left from the left-hand turn lane, but then it's cutting it kind of tight, and I can't see what's going on the right side of the truck. And the kind of rule of trucking is if there's two left-hand turn lanes, you use the right one, so you keep all the action on your sight side.
To the end of the street, then turn right.
Well, we did it, but that dude wasn't going to let me. He was back behind me, and he wasn't going to let me do it. Alright, so we got to snake around in here. I was kind of not going to show you this till we got to the customer, but it's kind of interesting coming in here. And we probably won't be in here again today. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's see, nothing coming to my right or left, nothing coming from the right. We're going to go up here past the fuel loading stations. Two of them, one on each side of the road up here, and then we got to hook a left, because if you go, you can't go straight, it's truck restricted.
Turn left on Commerce Road.
Yeah, you got LHT on the left and Sunoco here on the right. The weight limit 10 tons, 1,400 feet ahead, so we have got to turn here. There's a couple of vehicles coming out. 3 vehicles coming out now. One looks like it's turning. Hopefully. Don't want to assume that they are until they actually do it. There we go.
In 1/2 mile, turn right on Sathers Drive.
Yeah, kind of an interesting ride getting in here, and then this is a pretty bumpy road, but we'll save some footage for when we get up top there to the customer. Alright, so we are here now. Of course, this guy's coming out. Is he going to hold back? Yes, he's going to hold back. Ooh, got to watch that pothole there as we come in. Must be a shift change going on, because I have parade behind me coming up here.
On the left.
So, I gotta go around the back of the building here. And then we will, unless directed otherwise by the yard jockey, just back in an open spot and then go take our paperwork in and drop it right where we park it. Because they have a couple of yard jockeys up here that'll move them around as needed. Oh, we got another truck coming around the corner, bobtail. I know it's kind of dark in here. The sun's rising later and later. There's a jockey now, but he probably won't talk to us. He's running around doing something. four-ways on. I see a couple of open spots, quite a few open spots here that we can work with. But there's a four-wheeler behind me, so we'll let him go first. We're going to take one of these open spots and then go in and drop our paperwork off and then come back out and drop the trailer. Alright, so as luck would have it, we scored ourselves an empty. There were two of them here, so we didn't have to go down to Wilkes-Barre to get one. So all we got to do now is, I forgot to do it when I was doing my pre-trip, is I got to go out and write down the license plate number because we need that to pick up our load up there in Oliphant. Once we do that, we're going to go up there, get that load, take it down to Wilkes-Barre. Hope they have an empty down there. They supposedly do or will. And then we're going to go back up to Oliphant and grab a second one. So we know what we're doing for a little while, but I don't know after that. But anyway, we're going to roll once I go get that plate number. All right, so we got some daylight here. I don't know if you can make a right turn on red on this one or not. I don't see a sign for it, but there's a sign up there that says right turn signal, and the stop line is way back here, so I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't matter because we got the green light now anyway. So we got to get on 315 here for a little bit, get on 81 North to go up to Oliphant, 81 North to US 6. And since we got two of them, I might show you that now, or I might show it to you later, but it's 315, and first exit here. Pennsylvania Turnpike and 81 run right alongside each other right here. So you got the Turnpike entrance for the Northeast Extension 476 right here, and then just up further you got the 81 North get-on ramp. So if you're not paying attention and grab the wrong ramp, you're gonna get on the wrong freeway. Which wouldn't be a good thing, because then you're going to pay a toll on the turnpike, and you got a few miles till you get to the next exit. So let's see how much traffic we got on here to come out. Sometimes it's not all that easy to get out, but we're empty, so we can keep on a rolling, and hopefully, yeah, we got it easy. Not much traffic, everybody in the left lane, so we're in good shape here. By the time we get up to Oliphant, we may have that sun in our face. I'm not sure. It is 7:10 right now. I don't know what official sunrise is, but we're not getting it just yet because of the mountains and the trees, but we will soon get it. Alright, so we got our load. This place gets busy later on, but right now it wasn't too bad. I was the only one in line at the check-in window, so dropped our empty in the door, came around the back of the building, got our loaded one. We're all pre-tripped, slid the tandems forward where we needed them, and we're getting ready to go. Once we do our loaded call, we'll roll on out of here and head on down to Wilkes-Barre. Alright, well, we are almost here. I'm going to swing this one close to this guardrail because it's not a really spacious intersection here, and you've got two lanes turning. That's why you take that right side left turn lane, so that you keep all the action on your sight side and not on your blind side. It's what I was talking about when we were making that left turn up there at Pittston earlier in the video. So this is actually an easier place to get to
right on Collingham Avenue, then turn right
than the other one, but it's no less interesting. And now we got a lot of traffic coming out of here. That red building is where we're going to go. Is he going to keep going? Yeah, he's going to keep going. They're supposed to yield to me, and I don't want to move over because I'm making a right turn up here about 3/10 of a mile. So I really don't want to get over and then get pinned out there and can't make the right. But they're supposed to yield to me, and I ended up having to yield to them. So go figure. Oh, the light's green. Let's see if it.
Then turn right.
See if it stays green for us to get through it. A lot of times I get here and it's red. Ah, yep, we made it. Yeah, this one gets interesting in here a little bit further. Like I said, it's easier to get to than the other one, but it's just as, if not a little more interesting to actually deliver to. There's this turn up here, you gotta hug the yellow line.
Sign, then take the first right.
You gotta hug the yellow line, and you gotta take it into the opposing lane of traffic to get around the corner. See, now he had a disgusted look on his face because I made him work a little bit harder to make that turn than he would have otherwise. I'm telling you.
Turn right.
So what we just went past is our overflowed lot, which is probably where my empty's gonna be. And if this is full, I may have to drop this one over there. Oftentimes this lot is pretty close to being full. It's not an easy one to put a trailer in some places, especially depending on where you are. In a half residential neighborhood here. Now we're gonna look right into the sun here for a little bit. I used to stop
Arriving at Lion Brewery, Wilkes-Barre, on the right.
I used to stop here by this dumpster and go get my paperwork signed, but then I learned that it's actually better to just go up and drop first and then come back and get your paperwork signed. You know, what are these guys doing? They're standing there, that guy crossed. I see one next to Road Scholar there, but he's busy doing his thing, so I don't know if I want to try to park there or not. Now what's he doing? Are there any other ones in here? Has a nice wide spot too, but no, I think we can get next to JB Hunt here. Looks like. Yeah, that's a good spot. There's a couple of them in here. I should have the other camera in, but I don't, so we'll just have to work with this one. I'm gonna have to pull up just a little bit. Always concerned about the tail swing and the side of the trailer that I can't see, so I'd rather, here comes the dust, I'd rather start out close to the side I can see. Now I can't see anything because of the dust and the sunlight. Ah, yeah, we're good. We're good. Push her back, 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 push her back. That should be good right there. All right, we'll talk to you later. Well, I should be able to get out of here, but these guys tightened it up a little on me. I wouldn't get this out of here if I had a trailer to my left, but there's an open spot, so I'll be able to swing it and get around them. But they did tighten it up some, and that's that same pickup truck that was over there talking to the one driver when we went in to drop the load. So I don't know, he must be one of the bigwigs for somebody. It's out scouting around and supervising, but got a repair truck there and all kinds of going on here today. But anyway, we got our empty. We're gonna head back up. There's another empty here, but it's full of cans, so hopefully I won't need that one. Hopefully there's another empty here somewhere that's a little bit cleaner, because I don't have anywhere to put the cans. There's probably about 30 cans on the floor of the trailer, so we'll see what happens when I come back here with the next one. Alright, got our empty, and we're getting ready to go. We gotta come out this overflow lot, make sure we clear that telephone pole on the corner there. And we got this stop sign here. And we just retrace our steps back out of here. Gotta stop at the stop sign. Away we go. Back up to Elephant for another one. Alright, so to get to Elephant, we stay on US 6 up here at this split. You see 81, 6, 84, 380. Pretty major interchange up here. 4 highways come together here, or split apart, whichever way you want to look at it. We gotta ride this middle lane here and stay on US 6. Head up toward Carbondale, Holmesdale, but we only go a couple miles. We don't go nearly that far, but the Elephant exit is off of 6. So it's a pretty good interchange here. I kind of remember when they were building it, but I don't remember what it was like before they expanded it and broadened it out and made it what it is today. One of the more logical interchanges here in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area. Some of them kind of mind-boggling, but this one kind of makes sense the way they have it set up. For the most part, PennDOT sometimes leaves you scratching your head as to what they're thinking when they do what they do, but this one isn't bad. So again, I don't have the GPS on for this one, but it's about 3 or 4 miles from this point to our exit. Alright, this opens up into a nice view up here. This isn't our exit yet. This is the Mount Cobb Troop exit, and this hill may be called Mount Cobb. I don't know, but there's a little town in here called Mount Cobb, so maybe the mountain's called Mount Cobb. Don't know what the one ahead of us is called, but it's a much bigger mountain. But kind of like the view coming down this hill. Figured I'd show it to you guys a little bit. Everything's still pretty green up here. It's October 2nd and everything's still pretty green. We had that splash of early color, but then it got warm and we had quite a few days upper 70s, 80s, and nothing else really changed colors, so it stayed mostly green. It still looks like summer yet for the most part, but we're not on the Pocono Plateau either. That's a place that does change early to begin with, so there's that. But yeah, there's not a lot of color up here yet. And this is our exit. This road is really bumpy. They fixed half of the bumps. It's weird. It's almost as if they chose every other dip to repair. Now, whether they're going to come back and fix the ones that they didn't fix, that remains to be seen, but you'll see. I'll leave the camera on. We're gonna have another long video today, I guess, but you'll see how bumpy this road is, especially down a little bit further after we go under the freeway here. Road dead ends here, but it's a full stop sign anyway because of the ramp. But This part ain't too bad yet. But down here around these curves, the blacktop changes and it gets pretty bumpy. And it's one of my pet peeves with this area up here is the lack of maintenance on these roads and the poor shape that they're actually in. Once we get past all these Fastenal trailers here is where the road changes. See Bedaway coming up here pretty slow because it's pretty rough. See, they fixed some of them, but only about half of them. Maybe it's by design. Maybe they're natural speed bumps. I don't know. This one was particularly bad, so I'm glad they kind of fixed that one, but it actually isn't a whole lot better than what it was before. And then now from here, the road's good again, but we're going to be turning up here in short order because our customer's right here on the right. Alright, we gotta go through a security check-in and then go up to shipping and receiving, so we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Alright, so after a bit of a snafu, we are ready to go with our new load going down to Wilkes-Barre. Last three digits of the trailer on dispatch and on the bill of lading were 570. Turned out it was 270. I guess somebody kind of misread the direction of the 5 or the 2 or whichever, where they just reversed it. So I had to bring the trailer around and they checked to make sure that the load was proper in the trailer and reissued me some bills. So now we're ready to go. Take this one down there and then drop it, find an empty, and then find out what we're going to do next. So we'll talk to you later. Alright, so I showed you this interchange going up. I'll show you the interchange coming back down. It's not, like I said, a bad interchange. It was designed fairly well, except for you kind of tick off people coming down this left lane here. You need to be in the left lane to go south on 81. And a lot of people...
Keep left to I-81 south.
Speed limit's 55 here. It drops from 65 to 55 when you crest the hill back there. And a lot of people want to keep on rolling down this hill, like this guy in a white pickup truck. You see what I mean?
In the left lane.
You got to be in this left lane, but you don't want to fly. But everybody else wants to fly. So, other than ticking some people off when you're in the left lane going slower than they want to go, this is a decent interchange here. You can actually take this ramp 45 mile an hour, nice gradual curve. Nice view off to the right there. Again, the mountains around the Scranton area. There is later on in the afternoon a pretty heavy merge zone up here. Traffic gets a little tight because this one, you got to merge. You actually got to jump 2 lanes here, and there isn't much traffic, so I can do it. Because we got to get one more lane to get on 81. We're not on 81 yet. We're basically on the ramp that's coming off of 84 380. Over there to our left is 81. So you gotta scoop 2 lanes right away so you can move one more. There's time to get over, but just best to do it as soon as you can if you have the opening to do it, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna be 3 lanes up here, and then this lane that we're actually riding in right now is going to be an exit-only lane for the President Biden Expressway, which before he became president used to be...
miles. Keep left to I-81 south, then keep left.
The Central Scranton Expressway. The President Biden Expressway was renamed after he became president because he was born and raised up here in Scranton. And but it used to be the Central Scranton Expressway ever since it was built. So, but that lane will end, so you need to be over here in this middle lane. And And again, if you've got a chance to do it early, it's best to do it early, and you don't get pinned down at the end and look stupid or cause a problem. So we are where we need to be. Alright, so we're here trying to finish off a 30-minute break, about 15 minutes into it. So we got that load dropped. We got our marching orders. We're going to go up to the other brewery in Pittston again and grab something out of there that's going to go up to Dunmore. I'm not sure what it is, but once we're done with the break, we'll get headed up there, and I'm going to go. So to finish that off, once we get done with the break, we're going to head on up there and get that load. We got about 10 minutes left. But it got busy, and the yard jockey was coming around the corner, and so I had to put the camera down. I didn't want him to see me filming here. And that there was the guy that messed up the shot. So, but it's a busy place. They're jockeying trailers in and out all day long, so I didn't quite get a full window of opportunity. So anyway, once we're done with the break, we'll head on up there and get that load. All right, so we got our load up there. This is a dunnage load of pallets, and I think they're plastic pallets, but man, it's heavier than what I thought it was gonna be. Got a bit of weight to it for dunnage, but if they're empty ones, maybe then they're stacked in there pretty tight. I don't know, but so we're moving, and we came out of here this morning in semi-darkness, and I was thinking how as soon as I crest this little hill here, a pretty cool view, but we got to make the right because that's truck restricted down there. Let's see. Trucks over 10.5 tons prohibited beyond this point, because I guess it's a pretty steep hill. It's a 20-mile-an-hour turn too, or 20-mile-an-hour hill. So we can't go down that way. We got to go back out to 315, and it is a stop sign, so I got to stop again. So this is only a short little jog too up to Dunmore. It's 12:44, and we're gonna get there at 1:05, so about 20 minutes. So this is basically all I've done all day. Is about a 25-mile run, empty and loaded. But a lot of these industrial parks up here, as you notice, are up in the hills, so I bet they're going to be lots of fun if I have to come up here in a snowstorm. Unless they salt the daylights out of them, but if it's snowing and it's accumulating, some of these roads are going to be fun to navigate if they're snow covered. We will see. We've got a couple months to go. It's only October 2nd, so I mean, we could see snow in November, but more than likely December is when we'll start seeing our first accumulating snow. So we probably have about 2 months to worry about that. All right, 15 minutes later, here's our exit already. Gotta take 347 to Dunmore Troop. I know it looks like it says Troop, like through, but it's Troop. Don't ask me why it's pronounced that way or spelled that way, but that's the way it is. And we go through this little mini tunnel here. Pretty much meet right back up with 81. The problem is if you don't get off here, you're not going to get off at all because there's a big wall between the two freeways here.
1/2 mile, keep right, Pennsylvania 347 north, then keep right.
81 is the far freeway to the left. This one here is 380 and keep 84.
Right, Pennsylvania 347 north, then keep right.
See, she won't even try to pronounce it. So we gotta go north towards Troop.
In 1/2 mile, turn right on Keystone Industrial Park Road.
Yeah, she'd be a heavy load. Now, I don't know if we are going to live unload or if we are going to drop and hook. And again, it is only 1 o'clock, so I'm sure there's going to be something else to do after this. It's just a matter of what will it be.
Turn right on Keystone Industrial Park Road.
Guess we're following FedEx. At least for a little bit.
In 1/4 mile, arrive at Ormus, Dunmore, Pennsylvania, on the left.
Well, that's interesting. There's a bus parked at the Fine Wine and Good Spirits shop. They must be picking up some booze. Anyway, this is where we are turning, even though she doesn't know it. She routes us up further, but this is where you go in. Because I've been here before. Speed bump. But anyway, we're gonna follow him in. I wasn't sure if we were actually gonna follow him all the way in or not, but this is where he's coming to. So we're gonna follow him and go check in and see what we're doing with this load. Alright, so this turned out to be a drop and hook here. It was scheduled to be a live unload, but it wasn't going to unload till after 4 p.m. So I would have run out of hours because it probably would have taken 2 hours to unload. I would have got out of here at 6 p.m. and would have barely made it home in time to not go over my hours. So the girl in the office said that I could drop it, and dispatch said I could drop it, so we dropped, we got it empty, and then we're gonna head back to the warehouse, call it a day. So that's that. We'll talk to you a little bit on the way down, I guess, if we see something interesting. But what time is it? 2 p.m. So I would have had to sit here at that point in time for like 2.5 hours just waiting to get unloaded. So we're gonna deadhead back home, and we're gonna be coming back up here and doing the same thing again tomorrow, up here to Oliphant. So all right, like I said, we'll talk to you on the way down somewhere. All right, so we are at the Nanacoke exit, and I told you how I do those 3 Nanacoke loads most days. So up here is where we come out, and you got to pull this hill right away, but we're empty usually when we come out of there. So we run up the hill. Speed limit goes from 55 to 65 right when we cross that bridge there. So once I come out up onto here when I'm empty, I could get going up to 65. The problem is a lot of times when I come out, I get stuck behind a slow truck because it's doesn't look steep, but actually it is fairly steep enough that it pulls down the heavier trucks. So like right now we're empty, so we're able to roll at speed, but we'll catch up to somebody up here. But it's pretty through here. It's a shame that we're going southbound. We're looking into the sun, so it kind of changes the appearance, but it's kind of a pretty ride through here. Go up this hill and then you come down into the whatever valley it is. New Angola is the exit down there at the bottom of the hill once we crest this thing. And then of course there's a rest area with a scale house down there. Sometimes they are in there and they pull you in and most of the times I just able to scoot right on by because they've got somebody in there already that they're inspecting, but nonetheless you got to slow down for it. See, here's where it begins, and you got slow trucks passing slow trucks, and then it holds everything up, like Western here. I don't know if he's going to stay out in this middle lane or if he's going to jump back right. He's gonna jump back right, I see, because technically no trucks, buses, trailers in left lane. So even though I'm doing the speed limit and I wouldn't hold traffic up, I'm technically not supposed to be over there. So. And then you got those that want to do 80 miles an hour. I do like to be in the right lane when I get up top here, because as you crest the mountain, the road curves to the left, and then at the same time that left lane goes away and they got to merge right. And if you're in the hammer lane, then it creates a conflict zone, or in the middle lane I should say. See, up here, left lane ends 1/2 mile. So as soon as you top the hill, that left lane ends and everybody over there needs to try and come over. So even if there's a slow mover up here at the top, like this auto zone, I usually just back out of it because I don't want to be over there and, like I said, sit in the conflict zone and somebody's going to try to force their way over or whatever the case may be. So just try to keep it safe for everybody out here. We'll pick it up again as we go down, so. And you get a nice view of the valley here from the top. You can actually see the well, now everybody's still going slow. Now that lane ends, now I'll get over. Because I don't want to keep hearing that ding, ding, ding. AutoZone isn't really picking it up just yet. I think some of these guys are afraid to come down the hill. It's not that bad of a hill. You can roll down it, but some of them, I guess, just are a little bit scared to come down. They ride it slow. But not this guy. Big old large car he hammered down. So anyway, figured I'd show you that real quick. Kind of a nice ride through here. Alright, well, we're done for the day. We're parked. Dropped the trailer in the door. I thought I was going to keep the trailer. That was the original plan, was I was going to keep the trailer and I was going to run right back up to Oliphant and grab another one of those loads and bring it right back down here. I was going to do that 2 times and then whatever else was going to follow. But right before I got back here, I got pulled off it. Somebody else is going to do those, and I got stuck with my 3 Nanocokes again. So 4 out of the 5 days this week, I'm doing that Nanocoke shuttle, and then just the 1 day where I was going up to Oliphant, which was a nice change from doing all those Nanocokes, and I was pretty happy to be doing it again tomorrow. So now I got to do the other. Like I said in the last video, where I'm really contemplating going regional so that I can actually start seeing some different things instead of doing the same old every day. So we will see. But anyway, this one's done, and no cool one tomorrow. I was going to bring the cameras back out tomorrow if I had a cool day, but no cool day. So this will be the only video for this week, and then we'll talk to you in the next one.